Bunny Tears. What's cracking, Bunny Broilers? My name is Bunny Tears. Welcome to Storytime with Bunny Tears, episode 3. Now, it was requested to me that I do a video / Storytime with Bunny Tears based on the transition from high school to university. However, I've kind of gone more for the university type of things for this one, but I will also talk about the transition from high school to university in a future story time with Bunny Tears. But as always, first thing is first, this is a search and destroy. It's in League Play. I'm playing with Tipsy and Zeeds. I don't even know the name of the map. It's that shit one that's basically downturn. So that's what you're watching. Now, this is the second out of 5 placement games that we had. So, you get to watch that, you get to see the second of the 5 placement games and how we're doing from this point, and I'm going to put out the other 3 placement games over the next 3 days as well, so you'll get to see them as well. But, what I want to talk to you today is a job that I had in Liverpool, which is where I went to university, for a year. I had a job that was offered to me as... well, it was advertised. It was advertised as a trainee building surveyor. So I thought, wow, that's actually pretty cool. I used to like architecture when I was younger, so being a trainee building surveyor would actually be really, really cool. And so I went to this interview with these guys, and it ended up that's not what the fucking job was at all. They basically lied about what the job was. So I went in, had a miniature interview, and then had to go out for the day with one of the people who already worked there to basically see what the job was all about. And I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was door-to-door sales, right? That's exactly what it was. It was door-to-door sales selling home insulation. Now, if you don't know what insulation is, it's like, oh, what's the best way of putting this? It's a substance that you put into your loft or your attic and in the walls of your house to stop heat from escaping the house, which lowers your heating bills. So that's what we had to sell. Now, some people could get it for free if they were over a certain age or in certain circumstances, or some people could get like a 90% discount. So it was like a big government push to try and get everyone to have this insulation in their house so that we stopped using as much fossil fuel. So I go out for this first day, and as soon as we start working, I realize this isn't what you guys said it was. And I was sitting there thinking for the whole day, I am not taking this job. I am leaving immediately. But because I didn't want to be rude, I stuck around for the whole day, and it ends up, by the end of the day, I was actually having a lot of fun with the person who had taken me out. So I decided to take the job. I thought, fuck it, why not? Another bad thing about it was purely on commission. So there was no fixed pay. It meant if you didn't sell anything, you weren't paid anything. Now that can be a bit stressful at times. However, I just put all of my effort into this job, and if I'm completely honest, it changed who I am as a person. Because when you speak to 100 people who are complete strangers every day, and they all open the door thinking you're a salesman and immediately hating you, when you learn to speak to 100 people who are essentially going to hate you every day and are complete strangers to you, there's no room for being shy. There's no room for being, I don't know, a dick. You immediately have to be outgoing and likable. That's the 2 important things. Now, I have a couple of friends who worked with me in this company who do watch these videos, and I guarantee they can vouch for the same thing. I do not regret having this position with this company as a door-to-door salesman. Before I went to that company, I was very shy around new people. I wasn't very outgoing, and I hadn't really come out of my shell. After that job, which I had for a year, by the way, after that job, I was very outgoing, I could speak to anyone, and people just tended to like me. That sounds a bit weird, but like, they just tended to like me because of the way I spoke to them. I knew how to speak to someone to make them like me, because I had to do it every day as a job, or I wouldn't get paid. Now, there are a few stories that I will probably come out with at some point in the future in regards to this job, as I'm sure you can imagine. If you're going around as a door-to-door salesman, there's gonna be a couple of jobs, a couple of doors that have a story behind them, but I don't want to go into too much detail about that. The main reason I wanted to bring out this commentary about this particular job was that I could see, or I gained, a lot of skills that are transferable to a lot of places. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that I would recommend a purely commissioned door-to-door sales job for anyone, because it's not a good job. It's hard, it's tough. I mean, I actually at one point got promoted to leadership, which is like a stage above, and then was kind of half promoted again. I hadn't quite gotten there, but I was kind of doing most of the responsibilities from the position above me, and it ended up I was working from 8 AM to midnight every day, which meant that I had 8 hours every night to eat, play a game or two, watch a film, have some free time, speak to my flatmates, and sleep. I had 8 hours to do all of that every night. So I wouldn't recommend it for everyone. However, I do not regret having that job in the slightest, because the skills that I gained from it were extremely helpful in the future. I feel comfortable speaking to anyone, no matter what position they're in a company, no matter who they are as a person, no matter how different from me they are. I can speak to them in a certain way that lets them know that I'm extremely comfortable speaking to them, and then they're extremely comfortable speaking to me, generally at least. And I can tell you something, if I hadn't had that job, 100%, these videos would be very different. Go back, here is something you can actually do. I'm going to put a link on the top of this video that goes back to one of my first commentaries, okay? Now, watch that commentary. That was the best commentary, the most outgoing commentary, the most open I could be on a YouTube video before I had that job. And for those of you that have been following me for a while, you'll kind of know my attitude towards commentaries. I just let it all hang out. You guys know me, I know you, so you can watch that old commentary and compare it to my most recent ones, and you'll realize just how useful that job was to me in life, in confidence, in everything. I'm extremely happy it happened. I'm sure the other guys are as well. If you want to know the stories behind the doors, let me know and I'll make sure to bring out more videos. But apart from that, Bunny out, bitches! What's cracking, Bunny Boilers? My name is Bunny Tears.